Ma'am, good.
Good, enjoying?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, beta.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Okay, as most of you are here, though we have three sections of class 9th are here, but only 24 participants. Class, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we are going to do, we are going to revise electoral politics chapter, right? Shall we do that?
Okay, ma'am.
So give me a moment so that I can share the screen. And take your attendance. Yes,
Yesterday we were doing history.
we were doing history, but the
Yes,
thing,
ma'am.
listen. Actually, today we have all the three sections together. So let us start a single chapter of civics so that all three can be involved, right? We have one more class today, I think.
Okay,
Azhar.
ma'am.
We have one more class today, no? Do we have one more class today? Last period, I think. The next period again, C section. So in that we will do history, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Huh.
Okay, ma'am.
So just a moment, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What can you see?
Ma'am, subsistence crisis.
Subsistence crisis.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is a flow chart.
Fine. Okay, let me admit him. So, civics. This chapter, electoral politics, we did know. So I'll ask you questions from this chapter itself. Fine, class?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Class, you read this. By that time, let me take the attendance, okay? Nine C. Aiza is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Akansha, not there. Apurva,
Yes, ma'am.
then Daksh, Dhruv Sharma,
Ma'am, present.
Gargi.
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Daksh present.
Daksh is present. Okay. After so long.
Yes, ma'am.
Harsh Tomar, Jay Gupta, Jigyasa. Malay, are you there?
Present, ma'am.
Malay, are you there? No, Malay is not there. Manish, not there. Manthan Patel, not there. Mohit Gangwar, not there. Mohit Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Naina Sharma.
Ma'am, Mohit Kumar present.
हाँ जी बेटा. Naina
Present.
Sharma. Then Naman. Naman, are you there? Niharika, Om Sharma, Pavni, Pranjal Gangwar.
Ma'am, Pavni present.
Okay.
Ma'am, have you marked my?
No, I am taking only 9C. Wait a minute, Dhananjay. Pranjal, Puneet.
Ma'am, Viresh present.
Oh,
Present, ma'am.
Puneet is present. Samarth, Zainab, Shreya.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, Shreya. Srishti Gautam,
Present, ma'am.
Srishti Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Siddhant, Stuti, Swali, Tina, Viresh. Fine. Those who will join late, I'll mark them later on. Coming to ninth B. Ninth A, sorry. Ninth A. One by one, can you all tell your names?
Ma'am, Abhinav Pandey.
Mark.
Ma'am, Nikhil.
Kanika Chauhan.
Ma'am,
Kanika.
Kabyansh.
Kavyan. Huh?
Ma'am, Kanika.
Kanika Mark. Himanshu Mark.
Ma'am, Akshay.
Ma'am, Anamta.
Anamta, okay. Anamta marked. Then
Ma'am, Akshada.
Aksada. Ninth B, I am talking. Ninth A, I am talking about. Aksada is present. Okay. Who else? Fine. Ninth B now.
Ma'am, Sachin.
Sachin
Dhananjay.
marked. Dhananjay marked.
Bhumika Chandani.
Nani marked.
Ma'am, Ramsha Fatima.
Ramsha. ठीक है marked. हाँ? Manas marked.
Ma'am, Vibhanshu.
Bhanshu marked. Vishesh Agarwal, are you there? Vishesh is there?
Ma'am, Harshvardhan.
Huh? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Who else?
Ma'am, Harshvardhan. Ma'am,
Harshvardhan
Harshvardhan.
marked. Who else? Fine. Those who will come later on, I'll add them on. I think 9C Shreya has joined.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a moment. Shreya mark beta. Chaliye. Shall I start asking you?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I start? Okay. You all can collectively give the answers.
ma'am.
You all can collectively give the answers. I can recognize the voices. Fine. So your first question is, which state assembly election the newspaper report is talking about?
Haryana.
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 Very good. Very good. The state had been ruled by which political party?
Devi Lal.
Let me
Congress.
Let me finish.
Congress.
Let me finish my question. Let me finish my question. Haryana state was ruled by which political party since 1982?
Congress
Congress.
Congress Party.
Congress Party.
Very good. It was Congress Party. Who was the opposition leader?
Chaudhary Devi Lal.
Chaudhary Devi Lal.
Devi Lal.
Very good. Which
Chaudhary
movement?
Devi Lal.
Which movement was started by this leader?
Nyaya Yodha.
Nyaya.
Very good.
Right.
Nyaya, you struggle for justice.
Youth.
Yes. Is the recording going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Then How old is Chaudhary Devilal?
Ma'am, 76 years.
76 year old.
72 years.
Very good. Where was he supposed to address a meeting in Haryana?
Ma'am, Karnal.
Ma'am,
Karnal.
Ma'am in Karnal.
In Karnal district. Very good. Very good. For past how many months he has been busy addressing public?
23
Past
months.
23 months.
Yes,
23
ma'am.
months.
Past 23 months. Very good.
Months.
Very good. Uh, what promise was made by Chaudhary Devilal during his speech to the public?
Ma'am, he
Huh?
waived the loan of farmers.
Waive loans of
He
all
will waive the loan of
businessmen.
all farmers and small businessmen.
Very good. Very good. He told that he will be waiving off the loans of the small farmers and the businessmen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, class. Fine. Now the next question is, with how many seats Chaudhary Devilal's party?
Ma'am, 76.
76.
90.
Out of
Ma'am,
90
90 out of
76 out of 90 seats.
90 seats. 76 out of 90 seats.
Very good.
90 out of 76.
Very good. 76 out of 90 seats in the state assembly elections were won by the Lokdal political party, which was led by Chaudhary Devilal.
Devilal.
Very good. After how many days of declaration of results, Chaudhary Devilal became the chief minister?
Ma'am, 3.
Pratik.
3 days.
Very
3
good.
days.
And 3.
Very good. For how many years Lokdal party ruled over Haryana?
Ma'am, 4 years.
Ma'am, 4 years.
4 years.
Ma'am, 4 years.
Very
Ma'am,
good.
4 years.
Were they able to collect votes in the next elections?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, they will not.
No, they could not collect sufficient votes for the elections in next time. Very good.
From Congress one.
Okay. What type of choices are made by voters in an election? What type of?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, may I?
they
Anybody?
can choose, ma'am,
laws for them. They
who will make the
Ma'am, they
law
can
for them.
choose who will
They
form the
can choose who will
government.
form the government and take major
And
decisions. They can choose the
Ma'am.
Ma'am, they can also choose the
government and
Ma'am,
making
policies,
government and take major decisions.
government in making laws.
who will make policies for them.
Very good. Very good.
Ma'am, can you please take name and then
Okay, now listen. Listen.
Lawmaking.
Listen. Ramsha, are you there? Ramsha, are you there? Ramsha, can you hear me, beta? Okay. Harsh, are you there? Harshvardhan? Shreya,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
there? Okay, Harshvardhan is there, no? Beta Harsh? Beta Harsh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
बेटा ये जो क्वेश्चन हमने पूछा है ना, what type of choices are made by the voters in an election, इसका आंसर बताइए जल्दी से. Only you will tell.
मैम फिर से बता दीजिए.
क्वेश्चन बेटा बताया तो. What choices are made by the voters in an election? This is your question. You have to answer this question. Bhumika has raised her hand to tell the answer. हर्ष आपको आता है इसका आंसर?
मैम मुझे मैम क्वेश्चन थी मैम समझ में आ रहा. मैम आवाज मैम एक बार फिर से बता दीजिए. मैम आंसर आता है मैम.
बेटा 5 पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने अपना हैंड रेज करा है, तो लेट मी सी हु ऑल आर दे. ओके. ध्रुव बताइए आंसर. ध्रुव, tell the answer.
Yes,
हाँ.
in an election, the voters have many choices.
Hmm.
Like they can choose who will make law for them.
Hmm.
They have choice who will form the government and take major decisions.
हाँ.
They can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and making law and lawmaking.
Very good. Harsh, you got the answer now?
Yes, ma'am. मैम मुझे पता था मैं उस
कोई बात नहीं, आपकी आवाज भी बहुत कट रही है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, नेटवर्क इशू होगा, हार्डली मैटर्स. चलिए, नेक्स्ट इज do we have elections in the countries where non-democratic government is formed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Can you distinguish between a democratic election and a non-democratic election?
Ma'am, in a non-democratic election, the people don't have the choice for
To make
vote
the government.
and they
बेटा
have,
बेटा एक मिनट, एक मिनट, बाकी लोग मत बोलो बेटा, वीरेश को बोलने दो. हाँ, वीरेश, you start, keep telling.
ma'am, in an democratic election, the people don't get the equal choice to vote for their representatives, but
Very good.
in a democratic election, it is fully taken care of that the people
Yes,
can
they
vote
get a,
for their choices.
very good, very good. Any other point? Okay, you don't tell Viresh. Pavni, any other point you have?
No, ma'am, no such other point.
Okay, Gargi,
Ma'am.
just a second, beta. Gargi,
Yes, ma'am.
any other point?
Ma'am, in a non-democratic election, the choice is not offered at regular intervals while the case is not same in the democratic elections.
Can you explain this?
Ma'am, like in a democratic country or democratic elections, the elections take place at regular intervals. For example, in our country, it takes place every 5 years. But in a non-democratic country, it is not necessary that they will take at regular intervals.
Very good. Very good point. I hope you all have understood the second point also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Very
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
okay. Pavni, acha, Pavni is done. Nena, any other point that you would like to share?
Ma'am, we can say that in non-democratic elections, people are pressurized to vote a specific party with the help of some malpractices and frauds also. But in democratic elections, it is totally different. The people or the citizens can vote any party which they feel like that this party should be the representative.
नहीं नैना, ये आपने वाइस वर्सा बोल दिया बेटा, ये पॉइंट, ये वाइस वर्सा होना चाहिए. कैसे बताओगे इसको वाइस वर्सा में, बताओ.
Ma'am, I said that in non-democratic, yes, ma'am.
हाँ, now you say
In
it again.
non-democratic elections,
हाँ हाँ
ma'am,
बताओ.
in non-democratic elections, people are pressurized, no, like that they should vote the specific party.
No, they are not pressurized, because in a non-democratic elections, because they are non-democratic, so perforce they have no choices. Like Viresh said, no, there are no specific choices in a non-democratic election.
Yes, ma'am, like they have to vote the particular party only.
Like China, if you take example of China, China is a communist country where only one party system is followed, right? And if one party
Yes,
system is
ma'am.
followed, then why people will be bound, or why they will be forced or pressurized to vote for any one party? See, for representatives, of course, there may be a pressurization, but then because they know that the representative is from the same political party, then there is no specific pressurization. No, because they don't have specific choices over there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What we can say is in a non-democratic setup or in a non-democratic elections, what we can have is we can have variety of representatives, but because the party is the same, so no such changes are made, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. Any other point?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Yes, Viresh, tell.
Ma'am, in non-democratic elections, the country's common man will be not benefited, and if the elections are democratic, in most times the common people are benefited. If not, then the democratic, they can make use of their democratic, and they can change the form of government, and
Huh. In democracy, see, in a non-democratic elections, people are forced to accept the results that are there. But in a non-demo, in a democratic, sorry, what did I say?
Mm,
What did I say? Can anybody repeat?
Ma'am, you said that in a democracy, people are forced to accept the result.
nahi, in a non-democratic setup, people are forced to accept the election results. Whereas in a democratic setup, the election results that are there, they are to be accepted by the political parties, not by the people, because people know that only those representatives will come to power whom they have voted for. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine.
Ma'am, one point I wanted to confirm that we can add or not.
Yes, Lena.
Ma'am, like in democratic election,
Hmm.
the people can, citizens can enjoy all the political rights, and they are given the freedom of expression. But in the non-democratic election, it is not such that. Can
एक
we
बार
add this point
एक
also?
बार दोबारा बोलो नैना.
Ma'am, I said that in a democratic election, people are free to give their expression and they are free to enjoy all the political rights. But
Yes.
in
Democratic.
non-democratic elections, it is not such that they cannot enjoy any fundamental rights or such.
No, fundamentals are there, but then they are bound to follow the rules
Yes,
of the rule.
and regulations.
हाँ. ठीक है, आप ये ऐड कर सकते हो पॉइंट, बिल्कुल कर सकते हो बेटा.
Okay,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
may I add one more point?
Yes, बेटा.
Ma'am, in a non-democratic election,
Hmm.
everybody might not have the right to vote, but
Hmm.
in a democratic election,
Hmm.
everybody who is 18 years and above has the right to vote.
Very good. This point can also be added. Very good. Very good. Now coming to the next question. अच्छा, अब ये बताओ, what makes an election democratic? What makes an election democratic?
The practice.
ma'am, one vote, one value should be there.
Everyone should be able to choose. That is, everyone should have the right to
Ma'am,
Ma'am, a
Ma'am,
real choice
the
must be
elections
offered.
must be conducted in a fair and
fair
ma'am,
manner.
they should be conducted in a fair
fair
manner.
manner
Very good, very
and a
Ma'am,
good.
free and
whoever
a
is
fair
preferred by
manner.
the people should be elected.
The candidate preferred by the people should be elected, means there should not be any corruption while counting of the
Manipulation.
votes.
There should be no
Ma'am,
manipulation.
and in the elections, all the choices must be offered to the people at regular intervals.
Okay, very good. What else?
And
Ma'am,
ma'am, they
election must be held regularly after few years.
Regularly.
Yes. Okay.
And ma'am, while the elections are being done, any malpractice should not take place.
Take place. See, if in democratic election means that no malpractices are no rigging or no malpractices are used while conducting the elections, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Very good. We have just a moment.
Ma'am,
We have
one more that
yes, Nana. Yes, tell.
ma'am, we can also add that all the candidates and the parties should given a free or a right to contest election and should be offered some.
नैना क्या हुआ?
Ma'am, I told my point.
बीच में बंद हो गया आपकी आवाज एकदम, हमें सुनाई नहीं दिया कुछ भी. चलो ठीक है. नो प्रॉब्लम्स. Just a second, huh? Okay. What are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of political competition? Gargi,
Yes, ma'am.
can you answer this question?
Ma'am.
हाँ, बताओ.
Ma'am, the disadvantages of political competition are first that the political parties, in order to win the elections, use dirty tricks and even put blames on each other, which are not correct. And they want people to be like they create disunity among the people on the basis of religion or gender or caste.
ठीक है, very good. Any other point to be added, Pavni?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell.
Ma'am, we can also say that because of this political competition, some people who also want to serve the country are not able to.
Yes, because they don't like this false allegation part that is there, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Anybody else who wants to give the complete answer?
May I?
Nena?
Yes, ma'am.
No, wait. Let others also be there. Let me see who all are there. No, just a moment. Aksada, are you there, beta? Aksada, are you there? Akshat, are you there? नहीं, धनंजय आप हैं बेटा?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, धनंजय बताओ, सारे पॉइंट्स बताओ. What are the disadvantages?
Ma'am, can you
Huh?
please repeat the question again?
My question is, what are the disadvantages of political competition?
Ma'am, parties and candidates often use dirty tricks to win election.
ठीक है, और क्या हो सकता है?
Ma'am, some good people who may wish to serve the country do not get the chance because of this political competition.
ठीक है, और बताओ. और बताओ.
Ma'am, some people say that the pressure to win electoral fights does not allow sensible long-term policies to be formulated.
ठीक है, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. चलिए अब हम आते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे. हाँ, okay, coming to this paragraph.
Ma'am, I had one doubt in this chapter.
Yes, Viresh, ask.
Ma'am, there are two posters given on page 38. I am unable to understand them.
just a moment.
Ma'am, both are contradictory.
हाँ तो कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी है, वो यही बता रहा है। जब नेता लोग वोट मांगने जाते हैं, आपने देखा होगा जब इलेक्शंस का टाइम होता है, जो मिनिस्टर्स होते हैं, दे बिकम वेरी डोसाइल, वेरी सबमिसिव, वेरी डाउन टू अर्थ, टॉकिंग टू पीपल, विजिटिंग देयर प्लेसेस, गोइंग हाउस टू हाउस, है ना। बहुत सारी स्ट्रेटजीज होती हैं जो ये लोग अपनाते हैं टू गेट वोट्स फ्रॉम द पीपल, बिकॉज इन्हें पता है कि इलेक्शन में जो वोटर्स हैं वही इनके माई बाप होते हैं, वही इनके लिए मेन होते हैं, क्योंकि वही इनको पावर में ला सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो जस्ट टू गेट into power or to remain in power, they go up to any extent। जैसे आप ये देखो, इसमें लिखा है मेरे पास योजनाएं हैं, घोषणाएं हैं, वादे हैं, तो वोटर उसको पकड़ के उल्टा करके कहता है और मेरे पास वोट है। मतलब तुम्हारे पास तो ये सब चीजें हैं, पर तुम ये सब चीजें तभी इंप्लीमेंट कर पाओगे जब मैं तुमको वोट दूंगा। गॉट इट?
Yes, ma'am.
और सेकंड पोस्टर में क्या दिया हुआ है? सेकंड पोस्टर में जो नेता है वो प्रोमिसेस को लेके भर के जा रहा है अपने साथ, क्योंकि जिन प्रोमिसेस को वो कहता है कि मैं फुलफिल करूंगा आफ्टर आई विन इन द इलेक्शन, ठीक है, तो बेचारा वोटर जो है वो इसी लालच में, ये जो डॉग बना हुआ है, वो बताया कि जो वोटर्स है उनकी स्थिति ऐसी हो जाती है क्योंकि वो इंतजार ही करते रह जाते हैं कि नेताओं ने जो अपने प्रोमिसेस करी हैं ड्यूरिंग दी इलेक्शन कैंपेन की भाई हम ऐसा करेंगे, हम वैसा करेंगे, they keep on waiting for years within that 5 periods वाला टाइम पीरियड कि अब जो है वो अपनी प्रॉमिस फुलफिल करेगा, अब करेगा, अब करेगा। तो दिखा रहे हैं कि नेता जो है अपने प्रोमिसेस का बोरिया बिस्तर बांध के लेके जा रहा है एंड द वोटर इज वॉचिंग हिम। एक प्रॉमिस गिरती है, तो अब एक प्रॉमिस गिरी तो कितने लोग खा पाएंगे उसको? आपने हजारों प्रोमिसेस करे, उनमें से आपने एक ही को फुलफिल करा, बाकियों को आप कब करेंगे? जैसे हमने आपको इंसिडेंट बताया था हमारे गांव का कि भाई जिस तरीके से जो है वहां उसके चौधरी देवीलाल के जो है रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आए, उन्होंने जो है खूब कहा कि भाई हम ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, बिजली लाएंगे, पानी लाएंगे, सब कुछ करेंगे। बट पूरे 5 साल तक, जीतने के बाद पूरे 5 साल तक दे डिड नॉट इवन बॉदर टू कम एंड सी कि जो उन्होंने प्रोमिस करी थी कुछ हुआ कि नहीं हुआ। तो
Yes, ma'am.
ये जो दो पोस्टर्स हैं ये कॉन्ट्रिडिक्टरी ही हैं। वो यही बता रहे हैं कि इलेक्शन के टाइम पे जो नेता होता है वो एकदम उस स्थिति में होता है कि भाई आप हम आपके सेवक हैं टाइप, और जब जीत जाता है तो जो वोटर होता है वो उसको इतना ललचाता है चीजों के लिए, क्योंकि उसे पता है कि भाई अब मैं पावर में आ गया हूँ, अब मैं इनको देख लूंगा, अब मैं कुछ नहीं भी करूं तो भी चलेगा टाइप्स। ठीक है,
Okay, ma'am.
हाँ, अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am.
फाइन, okay, now coming to the next question, what are the incentives that are paid by the people, by the voters to the politicians?
Ma'am, can you please repeat and explain the question?
Question is, see on one of the pages here it is given.
Ma'am, the incentive is that the person wins.
Wait. Just a moment, Naina. See this last paragraph, page 37, right hand side.
Yes, ma'am.
Who decides? इसमें लिखा है the other and more realistic way to set up a system where political leaders are rewarded for serving the people and punished for not doing so. So who decides this reward or punishment? Simple answer is the people. So I just want, my question is, what are the rewards or the incentives that are given to the political parties or the leaders by the people, and when? Incentive मतलब जब आप कुछ अच्छा करते हो। Yes, Gargi, tell.
Ma'am, they get their incentives in every electoral competition that are held at regular intervals, and these rewards are like they get various posts and positions in the government, and they get power.
हाँ, very good.
Ma'am, they get popularity and their chances of winning will be also increased
Yes.
in the next elections.
The incentives and rewards are decided by the work done by the people, by the leaders. The rulers, those who are there, whatever work is done by them during their tenure of rule, that decides the incentives or the rewards for the political parties and the leaders. If they are, if they if they fulfill the promises that are made during the election campaign or during the times of elections, then of course in the next elections the public is going to award them by bringing them again to power. And if they do not fulfill their promises that were made, they tend to bring
They will not win
the,
again.
yes, they will not win, they will ensure that these people don't come to power again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Is this question clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. See, here it is written, if a political party is motivated only by desire to be. Now, see, there are two ways for working. Either you are very sincere towards the promises that you have made to the people, or because you want to remain in power, you will fulfill all those promises that you made to the public. Right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
कह रहा है जो जो हमारा जो
Yes,
पॉलिटिकल
ma'am.
पार्टीज हैं, हाँ, हमारी जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं, दे आर लाइक मार्केट्स. कह रहा है एक मार्केट की तरह हो गई है. जैसे शॉपकीपर जो है, अगर वो इंटरेस्टेड है प्रॉफिट अर्न करने में, तो वो क्या करेगा, वो अपने कस्टमर्स को कुछ प्रोविजंस देगा, ठीक है, और अच्छी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कराएगा. भाई आपने आपने कभी कंपेयर करा होगा, कभी आप किसी होटल या रेस्टोरेंट में गए, आपने आपको अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट नहीं मिला, तो डू यू रियली विश टू गो बैक टू द सेम रेस्टोरेंट अगेन?
No, ma'am.
Not at all. And where you get a very good hospitality, where you are treated well, where you are welcomed well by the people in the hotel or the restaurant, you will always prefer to go to such places. Because see, basic human nature is they always want that they should be treated as special. And where you are not treated as special, there you don't prefer to go again. So these ministers also, they need to treat the general public in a special manner, because they know that if the public is happy, then only they can remain in power. And if they tend to make them unhappy, then of course in return they will get disappointment only by not getting elected in the next elections, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope this answer is all clear and understood to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
देखो बेटा, सीधी सी बात ये है कि
Yes, ma'am.
अगर हमें पावर में रहना है, तो हम कोशिश ये करते हैं कि हम हर वो काम करें जिससे कि हम लोगों को खुश रख सके. फिर वो चाहे हम विलिंगली करें, चाहे वो अनविलिंगली करें, हमें करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? इफ वी विश टू रिमेन इन पावर. और अगर हमारी ऐसी कोई महत्वाकांक्षा नहीं है, ऐसा कोई एम्बिशन नहीं है कि हमें पावर में रहना है, तो हम भले ही अपनी मर्जी के मालिक बन जाए, भले ही हम लोगों को भूल जाएं कि भाई क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना. But then we cannot, in return, we cannot expect that they will also choose us, bring us to power again in the next elections. Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now coming to this part. कहाँ गया? Yes.